that brings me to talk about one player in particular, of course, Darwin Núñez. I have defended him. Hey people, how's it going? First video of 2024, so a very, very happy new year to you all. Whatever your goals may be for 2024, I wish you the best and best of health for you and your family as well. And as far as New Year's go, it was not a bad start, wasn't it, for Liverpool? 6-goal thriller at Anfield against Newcastle. Still a big team despite some bad form for them recently, and actually a pretty bad run against us in general. I'll hopefully have some of the stats pop up on Liverpool's form against Newcastle there. But yeah, we've really had their number in recent years, and that to me doesn't always matter because yeah, every game is its own. And if anything, that sometimes acts as an extra motivation for the team to really step it up and try and get that result that they haven't had against a certain team in so long. They've certainly had some of their good players come back as well. So despite some injury issues, it was a strong Newcastle team that we were going to face, and potentially could have been a banana peel out there. But with Arsenal's 2 defeats on the bounce, we've really had to capitalise, get an important win to extend our lead at the top, and we've done that. We're now 3 points clear of Aston Villa, who are second, 5 clear of Manchester City and Arsenal. But of course, Man City have a game in hand, so yeah, they're still very much on our tails. But a good performance, good win for Liverpool. We broke the record for XG, expected goals, in a Premier League game since it was started recording in, I think, 2010/2011 season. And yeah, it was a very impressive game from us. We were in control from start to finish, very much all over Newcastle. I think the scoreline wasn't really a reflection of that, obviously 4-2, despite us having XG of over 7 and Newcastle's of less than 1. But ultimately, we made it harder for ourselves than we needed it to be, because we just didn't quite take all our chances. Dubravka made some excellent saves for Newcastle as well. And then, of course, at the other end, Newcastle barely creating anything, but we still let them get 2 goals. So things to improve on, but overall, we were all over them. We were creating a lot. The atmosphere was rocking. Like, we played a really good game and just blew Newcastle away. In the grand scheme of things, there were a lot of good moments. Mohamed Salah, of course, easy man of the match for him. He bags himself a brace and gets an assist as well to go with it before he now goes off to AFCON. How we're going to cope without him is something we remain to see. But in this game itself, of course, he had a great second half, but first half he missed a penalty. Trent misses the rebound as well. We missed a good couple of opportunities through Darwin Núñez. So it wasn't all plain sailing at half time. It was 0-0, and it did very much look like it could go similar to Man United game, where we just don't capitalise on our chances, and it ends up a very frustrating result. So it was very important that we stepped up through the gears second half, which we did, and managed to turn all those chances into some end product and actual goals. And then even in the second half as well, it was 1-1 with about 15 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Then at 3-1 up, and you're thinking we finally, sealed it off. It should be comfortable, see it out. We conceded one again, and it gets a little nervy for a few moments. But we do then get the 4th goal, of course. I have to say, I don't know what Jota was doing there. There is definitely some contact, but he goes down too soft. And I just think if he stays on his feet, he buries that anyway. The angle's getting a little tighter, but we know Jota's a great finisher. I was genuinely baffled to see him go down there. The referee gives a penalty. I think he's got it wrong. I do think it's a very soft call. I know Eddie Howe for Newcastle was complaining about that decision, and then also saying that Newcastle should have had one. I don't think theirs was either. I think both are kind of similar. There's not much contact in them, so either they're both penalties or either they're both not, but I'm leaning towards both of them not being penalties. The ref in general had a shocker of a game, honestly. Lewis Miley getting a yellow card for Newcastle was ridiculous. I don't think he needed one there. There was Joel Linton somehow not getting a yellow early in the game, and then when he did get one later, that should have been a red card by that point. Luis Diaz booked as well for dissent when he was clearly fouled and the ref had got it wrong. Just some shocking decisions overall. Of course, the penalty as well, the second one there. But yeah, poor from the ref. But thankfully, in the end, we did get the job done. There's things to improve, but the obvious thing is we're top of the league after 20 games with a bit of a cushion now in the points, and we are playing some very good football. We do need to kill off games a bit earlier. A lot of our games have either had some dramatic comeback wins or just games where they've gone on a bit late. We need to start seeing off a few more games early, just get those goals in the first half. But on that note, it was good to see us again start a game on the front foot, really fast paced. But yeah, clinicalness is something we have to improve on. And that brings me to talk about one player in particular, of course, Darwin Nunez. I have defended him since he's joined the club. He is probably the number one target for opposition fans looking for someone to troll. He has a lot of memeable moments, and he's done it again this game with one absolutely glaring miss where he's played through on goal and just shoots straight at the keeper. There were a few other, I think he officially had 3 big chances missed this game, and it is at a point where he has to get more composed. He can't keep missing this level of chances, because there'll be games where we are punished. I think like the 1-1 draw against Luton was a prime example of that, where he missed some good chances on a day where we then dropped 2 points. And you look back at it and you're saying, well, yes, he does a lot of good things, but you miss chances like that, you're going to cost the team. And he is our striker. He's got to be turning more of those into goals. But the sad thing for him is it does distract, because he has those memeable moments. It does distract from when he does play well. He does get an assist this game. He does make a lot of good runs. He does have a lot of threat. But ultimately, when you get huge chances like that, you can miss a few, but you can't miss them as regularly as he is. So he is definitely one who's got to step up, especially now Salah's going to go. So we're going to lose one of our key sources for goals. Nunez, Diaz, Jota, Hakpo, we've got some great attackers. Elliot or Szoboszlai will probably cover on the right wing. So these guys have got to step up as we hopefully keep the momentum going. And I have faith that they will. Diaz is another player who I've just mentioned there. I've got to give a shout out to, because his form is one that come under criticism, especially Liverpool fans. I saw a bit disgruntled with how it's been. We cut him a lot of slack because obviously the situation with his father and his injury both wouldn't have helped at all. But he was very much looking more like the Diaz we know this game. There was one brilliant run in behind. I remember he receives the ball. He's like very tight space towards the corner flag and sideline, spins his man and just makes a darting run into the box. So brilliant. He was instrumental in our first goal too. So yeah, really, really good to see from him. And we get the win at the end of the day. So hopefully much more of this. We are next in action against Arsenal next weekend in the FA Cup. So hopefully we can keep the run going there. Honestly, it's a cup game. It's one of those things where it's going to be a very difficult tie. There are people kind of saying if we go out, it's not the worst thing in the world, because we've got the Premier League, the League Cup semi-final coming up. We've got the Europa League run. Maybe it could benefit us to go out. But listen, that's not the attitude to have. You've got to win and want to win every trophy. So hopefully a big performance from the Reds on, I think, Sunday we play. So looking forward to that. But until then, I hope the start of your 2024 continues off to a flying start. And for Liverpool, hopefully we continue keeping the wins rolling. Until the next one, take care.